Welcome to the YouTube channel. Tis I, Goblin the Creator, and today I'll be speaking on a topic that has been living rent-free in my tiny brain: the steady decline in the popularity of hip-hop in South Africa. After doing some research, I have found that one of the main contributors to the decline of hip-hop's popularity is the decline in hip-hop globally. There have always been arguments about which genre of music is the best in the world. One genre that always pops up in these arguments is hip-hop. Get hip-hop, or dog. Originating in the USA, this genre has been dominating the media ever since its creation in the early 1970s. Hip-hop saw a rise in popularity until it reached its golden era, which lasted from the 1980s until the early 2000s. From there, it has fluctuated, but in recent years, hip-hop has faced a steady decline. Reports state that in 2020, hip-hop made up 28.2% of US music consumption, but that number dropped to 25.8% in 2023. This is a significant drop for a music genre, by the way. The decline of hip-hop in the USA has also led to a decline in other countries, such as South Africa. If you weaken the source of something, the thing itself becomes weaker over time. The data shows us that even though I am a hip-hop fan and I hate to admit it, hip-hop is simply losing its appeal globally. The second contributor to the decline of hip-hop in South Africa is the rise of Amapiano. While hip-hop was losing appeal both in its domestic market in South Africa, another genre came in hard in South Africa. This genre is a South African original, meaning it's not from the USA like hip-hop. It emerged here in the motherland. This genre went absolutely crazy. Everybody and their mama in Mzansi were listening to Amapiano songs, bro. Amapiano was quick to change the dynamics of the music industry in South Africa. As time went on, hip-hop took a step back and Amapiano took over the music scene. Today, Amapiano is the biggest genre in South Africa. It is also now crossing borders, reaching the west and moving slowly to the north, with the biggest Amapiano artists getting booked in America, Europe, and other African countries. In fact, it has gotten so big that Afrobeat icons such as Burna Boy and Ashake are now hopping on Amapiano tracks and adding their own personal Afrobeat touch. The third contributor to the decline of hip-hop in South Africa is the fall of the OGs. Let me get into it. As the rise of Amapiano became more prominent in the music industry, the biggest musicians at that time had to decide whether to stick with their current genre, which was hip-hop, or switch. Many hip-hop artists decided to switch to Amapiano. The biggest one to commit such a treason was the one and only Casper Nyovest. I ain't gonna lie, to this day I still have one-sided beef with this man. Such a prominent name in the South African hip-hop industry switching to piano led to other small acts switching as well, including Reason, who now goes by Caesar Alkaline, and Focalistic, who is now one of the biggest Amapiano artists to ever exist. When all these artists switched to Amapiano, the South African hip-hop scene took a big hit. It was like a circus losing its main attractions. While all this was happening, Riky Rick, one of the hip-hop icons in South Africa, sadly passed away. Riky Rick was known as one of the people who actually cared about hip-hop. He went out of his way to scout for new talent and put them on. His passing closed the doors for many upcoming rappers, as he was the guy who gave the young dudes a chance. Despite the artists switching, some brave soldiers remain, including the one and only, aka Aries, Nasty C, Magrera Doughboy, K-Kid, Mash Beats, Pretty Ugly, Words, 25K, and others. The bigger artists that remained kept the game alive until the younger generation started to step in with new talents like Usimamane and Tony Daimane, among others, hopping in the game. To tie it up all nicely, the South African hip-hop scene has faced significant challenges in recent years, largely influenced by the global decline of hip-hop and the meteoric rise of Amapiano. The shifting in musical taste and the transition of prominent hip-hop artists to Amapiano have further weakened the local hip-hop industry. The tragic loss of Riky Rick, a key figure in nurturing new talent, compounded these challenges, leaving a void in support for emerging artists. Despite these setbacks, the resilience and dedicated artists such as Mash Beats, Words, Pretty Ugly, Blackie, Aries, and Nasty C has kept the spirit of South African hip-hop alive. Their efforts, along with the emergence of new talents, offer hope for the future. While Amapiano continues to dominate the South African music landscape, the enduring passion and creativity within the hip-hop community suggests that the genre still has the potential to evolve and regain its footing.